G'day guys, this one is a quickie. Sometimes I recalibrate myself and I get myself back together again with a quick video. So that's what today is. Sorry, that's Gizmo sniffing under a door. Okay, so I was having a play. I wanted to just do some paper stuff, not so much mixed media. So I decided I wanted to do a couple of videos to round out this week with videos that they're not necessarily mixed media heavy. They're more getting you to think about, you've got stuff that you can make look really interesting without spending oodles and oodles of cash. Now, I bought some of these. These are VICKIE BOUTIN papers. Some are one's Color Study. I think they are, maybe one's Color Rush. But basically what I do, if you're new to my channel, what I do is I actually purchase papers. Sorry, that was me clapping then. I purchase papers. Not always do I purchase the entire collection. Sometimes I just purchase bits and pieces, and I grab the ones that I think will gel with my style rather than just buying the whole collection, because I'll be honest with you, creating a video every day I absolutely love it. It is something that brings me a lot of joy, I've got to say. I love it. But I get bored, and I'm sure you guys would get bored seeing the same product being used for like several videos in a row. Like that would do my head in, and I think that would stifle my creativity. And I have been asked so many times, how do you just keep thinking of ideas? My biggest thing is I like to create with something different every time. So as soon as I'm finished with this, I put away every single thing connected to this particular, and I always make sure the end of every layout, I clean my desk off and I start from scratch. So I'm not looking at old pieces. Some people can scrap using different bits and pieces every time. Here's a quick technique, by the way, guys, draw your attention to this. If you have paper towel that's got a really cool pattern in it, if you put down some paint or some gesso on a dark pattern, it leaves the pattern behind and it adds extra interest. Just saying. So pretty much all I did with this collection, with these few bits of paper, this piece that I'm using at the moment was a leftover bit that was in the bag. I keep all my collections in 12 by 12 snap-lock bags, and I find that's the easiest way. So when I think to myself, okay, I want to do something with VICKIE BOUTIN papers, and that's what I did this morning. And because I knew that her collections would go with the clothes that Angela's wearing in these photos. So I go to that bag, I pull it out, and then I start rifling through. Now I keep all the scraps. All those bits off to the left-hand side there, they all go back in the bag, because I use as much paper as I possibly can. So, you know, other than those scraps there off to the right, they go in the bin, but 9 times out of 10, I will keep it and I will use it till it's literally all gone. Now, this layout, as you can see, I wasn't super happy with. Once I put the white paint on here, I really wasn't overly happy with it. And I wanted to get that texture to sort of carry across. I'm still not happy with it. I'll tell you that right now. I'm still not. It wasn't messy. It wasn't that it was messy. I think if I had done the whole piece, it may have, I don't know. I like what I do with it at the end, but at this point, I'm still not happy with it. So all I've done is I've chopped a sheet of cardstock in half, and I've cut some wedges, and they just nestle beautifully either side of this 6 by 12 strip that I've got running through the center. And to be the stars is what's on the other side of those little half circles. Yeah, and I just played this morning. To be honest, I had a lot of tech issues with the 21 videos I dropped yesterday, and they are my tips and techniques videos. If that is something that you're interested in, you may not be interested in like the first sort of 5 because they're about the basic stuff, the tools that I like to use, and the brands that I found that worked for me, my photos, the app. That bit may not interest you, but travel down the list. I've got them in numerical order. Travel down the list because that's when I get to techniques and products and different things like that. And I show you some different bits and pieces. And I do it in a quick, informative way. So it's not like watching one of these videos, which is obviously a process out. What's a process out? A layout process video. So now, these pens I ordered on the weekend and they arrived literally as I was doing this layout, and I went, you know what? They're perfect. I'm going to use them. And I was really disappointed. I'm going to put it out there. One of the pens, this one, doesn't work. And I literally opened them to use it now, and it was delivered today. So that was disappointing. I am getting onto the company that I bought them from. And yes, it's a very large company. If you're an Aussie, you probably know it very well. And it is up on the Sunshine Coast. That'll give you a bit of a hint. But I am going to give them the opportunity to possibly send me another pack. So that, I mean, the other pens worked fine. But yeah, the blue, nah, didn't want to work at all. Dry as a bone. So they were a very cheap product. They were not a huge outlay. But for me, if I'm going to promote something, it needs to be bang on the money. You know, if I'm going to promote Ranger products, I want to know that every single time I pick that product up, it works exactly how it's meant to work. This pen, it left a little bit to be desired. So if you've got pens at home that you use, I just used a compass. You saw me there, a $2 compass, to create some circles and some visual interest on the white section. So sometimes when you're using really bright, bold colors like this, you run the risk of either overdoing the color, overdoing the, and looks a bit too much, too full on, or you end up with this really white vast land that's just not doing anything. And that's when I decided I'm going to do some line work. This video is basically showing you this is what you can do with just one sheet of paper. If you're starting from scratch and it's something that you want to get into, or maybe you're hitting a bit of a roadblock, do something along this line. You've got your pens, you're not outlaying more money. All I'm doing here is putting some different sized blobs in the actual color along the circle, the half circles that I made, which they're half circles because you saw me do it, but to look at it, you wouldn't know. You'd think that they're just full circles. So again, it's all an illusion. This entire memory keeping space is getting the illusion to work for you, to help promote your photos and your story. So then I decided I still really don't like that white bit. So I pulled out my Creative Memories circle cutting system, and I decided that I was going to cut some half moon shapes. Sorry, not half moon shapes, just some thinner sort of curved circle pieces. So I could kind of put, in my mind, I was thinking of like brackets, like when you drop a rock into a pond and you get that ripple coming out. That's what I was thinking of when I put these down. This is what my brain was thinking of at the point of putting these down. Now, I was just cutting these freehand. I cut the first one to get the actual shape, and then I just follow it. Because I'm using my 9-inch Tim Holtz scissors, it works beautifully. It's super simple. I did turn them over to see if maybe that would tie the other colours in together, but it was too much. So I went the yellow, and I actually quite like that. It covers up that white in the background that I really wasn't happy with it. And as I said at the beginning, I wasn't in a huge mixed media mood. I think the rest of this week, I just wanted to sort of get back to basics with a couple of layouts and don't do my usual over the top thing. I'm pretty busy with my father-in-law this week. Had a full day there yesterday and another full day on Friday. Unfortunately, he's not doing so great, and neither is my mother-in-law. So I hope you trust me. I am delivering everything I said I would deliver. I'm delivering. I am bringing you all the content. But this week, we're just going to have a couple of basic layouts for the next couple of days. So, and you would think that I smashed these out quickly. And you know what? I really didn't, because my brain was, I had the ACAT assessors on the phone and a couple of calls. And you know, when you're just not really, you guys don't want to know about all my woes, but, you know, when you're trying to focus on something, but your mind is still thinking of when you're on the phone call and do you need to tell them this bit? Do you need to tell them that bit? Kind of, that phase, that moment. So, but, we're doing okay. We'll get there. We'll get there in the end. So, my kids are okay. My kids are safe and happy, and, that's all positive. Thankfully, this week I haven't had training with both the girls, which is good. So that gave me a little bit of leeway, which is fantastic. And hubby's working, 5 days a week, as he always does, which is amazing. And Taylor is being the ever supportive girl that she always is, which is amazing. So, actually, Ange went to Aussie World today with one of her friends, which was lovely to see her get out there and have some fun, which was awesome. She's absolutely exhausted now, but I think her iron's running low, which is a bit annoying. We may be looking at another iron infusion. That's just to do with her UC. So, so I'm just running around. These pens, I'm using them, and they're a 0.4 mil, and which is great. And when I purchased them, I thought maybe I could use these in my Cricut. And I still think I can with the other ones in the packet, but the blue one, obviously can't use that one. I was playing. Did everybody see over on the Facebook group the pen, what are they called? The pen holders for my Cricut. I don't know what they're actually called. They're pen, it's like the pen housing, in your Cricut. If you've got a Cricut or a Silhouette or any of those electronic machines, where you put your pens in them, pen adapters they're called. And I popped up over on the Facebook group. I purchased some pen adapters from Amazon, and I wanted to try them out first before I told you about them. And it's not that Amazon stuff I tell you is not sponsored, by the way. It's not affiliate link or any of that sort of stuff, but I bought them and they work, totally works. So I can use any one of my pens that's listed on this box, which is all your Sharpies and your Posca pens and your Uniball Signo, my white one, black, metallics, all of that. And they now fit in my Cricut, so I can do all my journaling and stuff, which is amazing. I love it. So I'll be bringing you more of that. And these thickers are awesome. I picked them up yesterday, believe it or not, when I was down with my mother-in-law. Took her shopping for 5 minutes. And they're called Colour Fresh. They're thickers. I picked them up for $3.50 from the Spotlight over on the south side of town at, I think it was Intrapilli, Sherwood, Chelmer. I'm not sure what. I don't even know what. I was just driving through suburbs. I don't know where we ended up, but Mum was guiding me. But anyway, so here's the video, guys. I'm sorry about all my waffling. Tomorrow's video will be up as per normal. This one will be up in the morning. Thank you so much for watching. I genuinely appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much for watching. Like if you're getting value, and I will chat to you tomorrow. Bye for now, guys.